Hello, everybody. I hope you're having a fabulous day. Today is BOGO 1, and if you haven't already heard or seen, there's lots of information about the petitgrain and the lavender. So you buy a petitgrain, you get a free lavender, only today. So if you need help placing that order, just reach out to me. And we'll help you get that. But you can purchase up to 5 of them to get the free lavender. And I don't think we can ever have enough of this. But this one, I've had a lot of success with migraines and heavy headaches. And I just put a drop of that on the roof of my mouth, and it will calm that down. So that's really been helpful for me in particular. But today we posted a DIY of a natural bubble bar, which I have never done. And so I thought I would show you how to make it. There were 2 different recipes and they were both really good. I just chose the one that I had the most ingredients on that I didn't have to run to the store for. And so the one that I'm going to be using for today is going to have the cornstarch. So you can look at this recipe online on our Facebook group, but it is 1/4 cup of cornstarch, 1/4 cup of citrus acid, which I've had to order online for some things like the baths or the dishwashing liquid. So I have this on stock, but I had to order online where I got mine. We also had 1 cup of baking soda. And then let's see, 1/4 cup of milk powder. And I'm assuming milk powder means the dry milk. So that's what we're doing. And then we have the cocoa butter. This is something that I got from Target. You could do cocoa butter or shea butter. This is the shea butter. I like the shea butter. Cocoa butter smells really good. It smells like chocolate, but I like the shea butter because of the moisturizing. I like it better on my skin. So I had this from Target, and all I did was we need a liquid form. So I put it in the microwave every 10 seconds and stirred it. You can do the double broiler method, but you only need 1/4 cup of this as well. So it's like 1/4, the whole thing, other than the baking soda was a whole cup. You're also going to need to have 2 tablespoons of a liquid such as sweet almond or avocado, or we can use our fractionated coconut oil. So that's actually what I got right here. It's our fractionated coconut oil. We're going to need 1 tablespoon of Castile soap. So I have the baby formula on this one because it's unscented, because we're going to be scenting our own. So I have that here. And I got that one at like Whole Foods is where you can usually find that, or I think even Kroger has it nowadays. All right, and then you need some natural food coloring, which I have right here, to make different colors. And then for me, I have some molds here that I'm going to do. I'm going to try this. I don't know. They're little flowers. And then I also have little rectangle squares that we're going to see. I don't know how much this is going to make. This is my first time trying it. But who doesn't like a bubble bath, a natural bubble bath? We'll see how this goes. So in both recipes, they talk to you about basically sifting your dry ingredients. The other recipe says to wear a surgical mask. The reason that is because it's white powder and it's going to be really, really fine. And as you're sifting it, you know, you're breaking up. Oh, I found like my citrus acid and my baking soda were kind of sometimes clumped up. It's going to come and the white powder is going to go everywhere. So if you don't have a surgical mask, because most of us don't, right, grab a bandana. I've got that in my first aid kit. Just cover your mouth and nose just so that you're not sneezing and you're not getting it all in your lungs. But real simple and easy. All I did on this one is we sifted this, all the dry ingredients, so they're ready to go. Already melted my shea butter, which is right here and still doing pretty good. So let's move on in the recipe. I'm going to move the camera down so you guys can see kind of where I'm at. Hopefully you can see what I'm working on. All right, so I have that. So in this recipe, it's going to say, let me cheat here so I can read my recipe here. It says add a little soap. Oh, I have to do the shea butter and mix it well. All right, so we're going to slowly add this in to my mixture. And I don't know if it's going to work well with this wire whisk or if I'm going to need to switch it to something else. We'll see how this ends up going as I add the shea butter in there. Ooh, and you can see the the dust coming up and stuff, so maybe a bandana wouldn't be such a bad idea. I think I might switch over to mixing spoon of some sort, so that I'm not going to get this all clammed on there. But don't do this. I'm showing you all the stuff not to do, right? As we make this. All right, almost got this cleaned off. We're gonna mix this up really good. There we go. Cut that all off. All right, throw that in my sink. Let me mix this up again so we can get it nice and even. Now we got the shea and the melted butter. We need to add the oil. So that was gonna be, let's see, that was 1 tablespoon oil. Oh, it was 2 tablespoons of the fractionated coconut oil. So that's what I'm going to do next once I get the shea butter all in there. And it's actually kind of forming pretty nicely in here as we're getting it mixed. Luckily, you don't get to see my face in this as I'm trying to get this all spread out. I probably have such weird face on my expressions. Tongue sticking out like Michael Jordan. All right, so we got it nice and mixed up. I'm gonna go ahead and add my fractionated coconut oil. And convenient enough, I got a brand new bottle. So now I have to take the plastic off. And we're gonna get my tablespoon out. I need to do 2 tablespoons of this. So I have my little 2 tablespoons thing, and we're just going to squeeze this on out until we get that fractionated coconut all the way there. I'm going to go ahead and toss that in. Okay. And stir that right up. So the next ingredient that's going to actually go in this is going to be the soap that we want to add to this. And in the directions, it's going to tell us that we're going to add a little bit at a time, mixing well after each addition. I think that's just you want to make sure that you get it evenly distributed in there so that it will foam up and make lots of bubbles for you, right? Oh, this is actually forming pretty good in that. All right, so the soap, we needed to do 1 tablespoon. All right, so I'm going to reuse my tablespoon earlier. This is 2 tablespoons, so I'm only going to fill it up halfway. Okay, so I have my soap. And it told us that we needed to slowly add some of this. So I'm going to slowly add some of this at a time. And get this going here. So if you guys want to make a comment, I would love to find out if you have purchased the BOGO today, or if you have any questions about what to use Petitgrain for. We will be giving out a big grand prize for the end of the week for those that have purchased the BOGOs. And so you'll look for a post every day to say, report back that you ordered the BOGO, so we know that you get a drawing and your name entered in for that. And this year, this time around, I'm not going to do daily prizes. I'll do a couple prizes throughout the week. And then I'm going to have a really big prize, which will have like a diffuser, and it will also have a wooden box to go along with it as well. So, all right, almost done. A little bit more of this. Get my last little bit here. All right, this is actually forming up really nice. I don't know if you guys can see. I could definitely see that it'd be easy to put in a mold or to roll it in a ball, like what it suggests to do, to stick that in the molds. All right, I think I got this pretty well mixed, really well. Okay, let's just tilt this up here for a second so I can see what we're gonna do now. All right, so we did this. Now we get to add the essential oil in the mix. We definitely have a dough looking mixture here. So we're gonna put 8 to 10 drops of petitgrain for him, or lavender for her. So I am going to divvy up. I'm gonna make 2 different sections. So I have other bowls. I'm gonna take half of it in one and I'm gonna put the other one in the other half. That way I can make some with the petitgrain and some with the lavender, and see which one I like better, or that he likes better. So that one is going to be in that one. So I'm going to put our 8 to 10 drops. Let me move this down here so you guys can see. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Ooh, I can smell that. It reminds me of like strawberry shortcake. One of the characters in strawberry shortcake that smelled really herbaceous. Is that herbish? Is that a real word? All right, so there is that. And now we're going to do the lavender. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Get another spoon out real quick. Like I need to have some background music here going. And I'm going to actually, at this time, I think I'm going to put the food coloring in there as well. Let me just see here. No, hold on, let me read the directions here. It's hard to read it when it's down like that. All right, so add the essential oil to the mix. You should have a dough-like mixture. If it's not too dry or too wet, add a little bit more liquid soap, cornstarch, that kind of thing. Oh, I do, okay. So now I'm gonna add the colors. So I wanna add the colors to it, just to kind of be a little bit fun, and with petitgrain being a little bit a boy kind of thing, I'm gonna put a couple drops of the blue food coloring, just to give it a little bit of color in it. And then we'll roll that on out. Again, I've never made this before, so I really don't know what to expect. So I thought I would show you guys how to do this. And then you guys can try it out for yourself. Let me just do kind of like a pale blue. For the petitgrain. Man, I could smell that petitgrain a lot stronger than I could smell the lavender, but that might just be the fact that I'm more accustomed to using the lavender, and I'm smelling that a little bit more. All right, nice even blue here. Boy, I'm getting an arm workout doing this here. All right. All right, and we're gonna add a little bit of the, let's do, I guess, the red for the lavender. Might end up looking a little more like pink with my dough, but we'll see. I now can smell more of the lavender because I'm moving it around in the bowl. Definitely has more of a floral scent rather than the herb scent. And I'm not going for a solid, like a whole bunch of color, but this is kind of just a little, like a pink version of it, I guess. All right, so I'm going to do the next part of this. And this one says, turn out on a powdery surface and knead like bread dough. When it's firm, you're ready for the next step. Shape the bars any way you like. You can layer your colors if you want, or you can roll it into a log. For me, I'm going to kind of do a little circle and then shape it in and put it in my dough right there. So while I do this, I'm going to go ahead and pause the recording and we'll continue in just a minute. All right, guys, I'm going to show you what I did. So I kind of took from the other recipe. I didn't want to do more of the powder stuff. So I just kind of did what the other recipe suggested, which was to use parchment paper. Let me see if I can get this so you can see what I'm working on here. And I kind of have rolled it into a ball. And because I'm using these molds, I think I'm just going to put them in the mold. So I have my mold here. I'm going to grab another little spoon so that I can get the right size. I don't have a piece of thing on there. So I'm just going to grab one of these. It's kind of a doughy consistency. If it's too dry, you can add a little bit more of the, I did the fractionated coconut oil, but it's very dough-like, okay? And I can just go ahead and then stick that into my mold, okay? And push that all down in there for that. So it's going to make it like this. And we're going to leave that in the mold for, I would say, it says a day to 3 days so that it hardens. And once it's hardened, I just pop it out of the mold and I'll put it in an airtight container. And that will be good for several months for bubble baths. So with that, I'm going to continue working on this. If you guys have any questions about petitgrain and lavender, or you try this recipe and you've got some tips, feel free to put that in the comment section. But don't forget, today only is buy petitgrain, get a free lavender. So with that, thank you so much and keep oiling, my friends.